Hi, beautiful people, and a warm welcome to the last astrology snapshot for 2022. It's been a huge year. It's not been easy for a lot of us, and I wrote the forecast for this year, and I remember writing that we can't skip a step this year, that it wouldn't be the same as 2021, but we wouldn't be able to skip a step. And I think we can all agree that 2022 has been a year where we have had to keep letting go, keep releasing, keep, journeying with the dredging up of all of the shadow of excess, of misuse of power. The astrology of 2022 has been focused on the breaking down of old institutions of power, of old hierarchical structures that are vertical, top down. The world is going through an incredible transformation. It's obvious. And the astrology really did speak to that for 2022. I have actually, I'm finishing doing the final touches of my forecast for next year. I can't wait to share that with you guys. So if you're already subscribed and you're listening to this and you're a subscriber to my monthly astrology snapshot, you can you'll get a link to it automatically. But if you're listening to this and you're not already subscribed, please do. It's free, and you will receive these monthly updates and anything else that I feel that will really support you in the next 12 months, because 2023 there's an acceleration and we're going to get glimpses of the bigger future. So I can't wait to share that with you guys, because I know it's going to be a really powerful resource to help you be equipped and to be aware of what's coming, so you can be prepared and actually harness what's coming, versus just be thrown around. But this lunar month, the last lunar month of 2022, it begins with a new moon in Capricorn. And this is a time to step out of the chaos. New moons are always an invitation to stop and go within. And we need to do this now, generally, more than ever. In fact, that is going to be, I would suggest, and it has been one of the most powerful strategies for navigating the times that we're living through, is to be able to be connected to your innate inner wisdom. And this new moon in Capricorn is an invitation to stop and come back in and to reflect on how much you have evolved through these really challenging few years that we've all been journeying through together. So this new moon, there's a lot of signals, signs that this is also about a new beginning. This new moon is happening within hours, or within like a day of the solstice. Solstice is a time when the sun appears to stand still. And obviously in the northern hemisphere, you're in winter solstice, and for us down here in the southern, we're in summer solstice. But it's not just in one moment, it happens over a few days. So this new moon is happening at the first degree of Capricorn, which is really symbolic of new beginnings. It's at the turn of the season, and the new moon's not always at this point. Plus Jupiter, the great benefactor, the beautiful guru, the spiritual teacher, has just landed in Aries. So, which is also, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it's another point of beginnings. So this new moon heralds new beginnings, and it invites you to stop and really go deeper than the chaos, deeper than all of the festive season, holiday season noise. Go in, go deep, feel into how much you have grown, what Capricornian themes have changed. Capricorn rules over these hierarchical structures, the shadow of the old patriarchal approach to culture, the old institutions and traditions that don't work anymore. If you've been journeying with me in these forecasts, you'll see that there's been patterns upon patterns and cycles that suggest that those old approaches are breaking down. We can yell at them and be angry, but the reality is it's just time for a shift. That for us to evolve as a species, we need to change. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And it's those iterations where we do something a bit different that evolution can occur. So at this new moon, take a moment to reflect. What has become stronger? Where have you let go of authorities that had power over you in a negative way? Where have you taken it upon yourself to be wiser, to look into seeing a deeper wisdom, to trust your own inner authority? And if you are one to work with the lunar cycle as a way to enhance and deepen your personal practice, then sit with this new moon, take a moment to reflect, and then seed in the areas associated with Capricorn, which is discipline, hardworking, wisdom, structures, being organized. You know, where can you be more dedicated to that inner wisdom, access to your own inner guide and power? Sit with that at this new moon and seed it in. Make a commitment to navigate the next season. We're at solstice, so we're seeding in at the new moon at the beginning of another season, but also through this holiday season. Why don't you sit down and tune into one really powerful word that you can tether your consciousness to as you navigate this crazy busy time, deadlines, families, gatherings, all the things. Like, why don't you just feel into something that you can go under the chaos, stay connected, and not get caught in reactions, crazy emotions. It's when we react and we get emotional that we create more patterns, or you can call it karma. We create more mess in our lives when we get emotional. And I'm not saying not feel anything, but don't react from that. So work with this new moon to make a commitment to yourself to navigate this holiday season with grace, with dignity, with wisdom, as much as you can. You know, none of us are perfect. We're all in this together. But you can make a vow, a commitment, seed it in, and really go for it. So as I mentioned, Jupiter has just moved into Aries. That's really exciting, guys, for this lunar month. This is potentially going to bring a bit more of a joyous, festive energy to Christmas. I don't know if you remember last year. I know for sure it was the heaviest Christmas that I'd experienced. Nothing bad necessarily happened. There was just this kind of weighty energy. I saw that in pretty much everyone I spoke to. Relayed similar experiences. There was a lot going on. This Christmas, very different. There's no retrograde. That's, you know, in a negative sense. There's no, you know, Venus she's visible in the night sky. Please go and check her as the sun is setting. She's just so beautiful to observe. There's a lot of openings, potentialities starting to stir in preparation for 2023. So this lunar month is this time to transition from 2022 into 2023 and to maybe even feel a bit of, you know what, I've got this. Jupiter into Aries is expansive. It is optimistic. It is, you know, we can do this. We can actually get through this. You know, Jupiter represents faith, hope, meaning. We are meaning-making machines, and the meaning we give to things really shapes our experience of reality. And you can't just apply fake meanings, you know, to things, but opening yourself to another way of seeing and relating to what is happening on Earth right now. You know, there's an invitation in 2023 to really increase your capacity to evolve with the cycles that are happening anyway, whether we like it or not. And Jupiter moving into Aries is really going to start opening up those patterns that you can start connecting with. Another key factor of this lunar month is that Mars will turn direct. Think that's just after the full moon, but Mars turning direct is a really great cycle because we really want to, I'm just going to get the date. Yeah, January 12th, 13th. And then the full moon is on the 6th. So, okay, so we'll have the full moon in Cancer. And then actually, I'm going to talk about the full moon in Cancer first. So that's on the 6th, 7th. I'll be doing a gathering, and it will be focused on creating a really safe, nourishing, sacred space. Cancer is connected to the community and tribe and what nourishes you. Cancer is ruled by the moon. And so this is full moon, and Cancer is always this really nourishing time to just come back, soothe your soul, connect with tribe, connect with chosen family, to gather. So I am, as I have all year, doing a full moon live event. And so if you've really struggled over the holiday season with family, because we are on the Capricorn Cancer axis, which in astrology does really focus on tribe, community, culture, family, traditions, family traditions. And a lot of people do find this time of year really high pressure. Not everybody. I just want to let you know that full moon, I would suggest gather with your chosen tribe, gather with people that nourish you, that you feel really held and supported by, just to soothe and release. So you can start the new moon on the 23rd with a strong intention to be really disciplined and not react and not get into the crazy emotion and create negative karma. Then you can journey with that full moon to heal, soothe, and release, if that's happening to you. If not, you could really journey with this lunar month with your family and create new traditions. Venus will move into Aquarius on the 2nd and the 3rd of January. So, there's some other bigger cycles that play around Venus. She started a whole new bigger cycle in Libra in October. That is a greater cycle of new ways of doing relationships. Honestly, this is, I think, a very exciting time, and without going into all of the cycles of next year, this is an exciting time of 2023, an exciting time to revision your relationship stories, to get out of the old institution of till death do us part. I'm not saying it's got to swing to some other extreme, but trapping and locking ourselves in, if it's not natural, if you're naturally finding that person, amazing, it does happen, it's not wrong. And it's not everybody's story. So Venus moving into Aquarius, Venus rules relationships. Aquarius is unconventional, going out of the natural patterns and evolving the story, innovating it, getting truth, getting clear, getting really in a new space with relationships. And in context of that bigger Venus cycle, you're really invited to revision your relationships, open yourself to new ways, be more fluid. Let go of those old expectations of what people should or shouldn't be. Let it go, let them off the hook, let yourself off the hook. I'm not saying let abuse happen, obviously I'm not saying let bad things happen, but let it go. Maybe a part of this pattern in the coming weeks, you could really work with forgiveness. And I don't mean just it's okay or giving in or resigning, but a radical, we're all in this together, and I'm not expecting anything other than what shows up. If my family's dysfunctional or somebody gets really upset over Christmas, practice being with your inner world and trying to respond as much as you can with wisdom and kindness. Truly, open up to new ways of being in these interactions and connections. Let go of all of these myths about what relationship and family and Christmas and all these things are meant to be. We're moving into a time where there's a new way we can do it all, and it doesn't have to be negative. If we all consciously say, okay, things are changing, we get to participate in what that becomes. The days of letting the authority and greater forces tell us how it is are unraveling, both through religion, government, again, these bigger organizations and their grip over society are being challenged. I'm not saying we're all going to wake up in utopia. I would love that if we do. Let's celebrate, let's gather and cheer. However, I don't see it happening that way. But what I do see is that we're moving into a time where we get to co-create that. We really get to be involved by accepting that the change is happening and really deciding to journey with it, guys. Like, really open yourself to what else is possible. And when you do that, the fear can actually become excitement. And you're like, what is being created that's new? Where can I get involved in that? As I've said many times, whatever you thought your life was going to look like, what you were tracking towards pre-2020, you have to let it go. I'm not saying it can't still be good, but it's got to be revisioned through these years, through these times. And the new moon in Capricorn, what old traditions have you let go of? What's been challenged? Heal it, release it, go into the full moon in Cancer, which will be super emotional. Cancer rules the emotions. The moon is the ruling planet of Cancer, which rules the waters on the earth, which connects to the emotions and how we feel. Connect with the safe spaces, safe tribes, nourishing, nurturing engagements to heal, release, and then be open to what's coming in 2023. It is a lot. It will be accelerated, but we can increase our capacity and open ourselves to something really brilliant. And that Venus moving into Aquarius is just a moment for you to go, you know what? What if I let go of everything I thought my partner, my friends, or anyone was supposed to be? What if I let it go? What is still there? Powerful, powerful. When you let go of expectations, you liberate yourself from self-generated suffering, because you can't be let down because you weren't expecting things of people that you know they can't give for whatever reason, even if they should. If they're not, and they've demonstrated over time that their pattern is to not do that, let it go. Practice that over this holiday season. It will change your life, truly. And you'll liberate yourself out of self-generated suffering into self-generated peace. The peace that transcends everything outside of you. You can come back to that anytime you want. No one can disturb that unless you allow. So you can really work with that this lunar month and into 2023. And one last thing I want to touch on is the Mars retrograde, Mars direct, really important. So that's on the 12th of January. So as I shared already, that's after the full moon. And we're moving at this point into the cycles might start picking up. Mercury will be retrograde actually throughout this lunar month. On the 29th of December, Mercury will go retrograde in Capricorn. So that is really, I'll talk about Mercury retrograde before I talk about Mars direct. That is a really good Mercury retrograde to step out of the busy, staying in these themes, and to really come back to visioning, planning, seed in these intentions at the new moon to be disciplined and strong no matter what through this holiday season. And then on the 29th, as Mercury goes to retrograde in Capricorn, you can really work at, okay, let me go back over my systems, my structures. Maybe it's in your business, maybe it's at work, maybe it's your personal discipline and routines. And you can actually lean into that time and actually get really ready for the year. Set some really good systems in place, budgets, health regimes, really honor those structures. Get organized, basically. Really get organized. And that will really serve you so well next year. And another thing, and that will be happening over New Year. So make plans now. I'm not a big fan of everything goes crazy in Mercury retrograde, but hey, let's not risk it. Try to make your plans. Try to like, just be like, guys, let's all just be here and let's just lock it down and have a really nurturing time would be my suggestion, because also over New Year's, Venus will be conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. I've written this all in a bit more depth. If this is a bit too much info, I've written about this on my website at Latest News, and you'll see the astrology snapshot in written form if you want to go back over it. But the Venus conjunct Pluto, again in Capricorn, so there's a lot of Capricorn energy here. So harness that energy, get focused, get disciplined, set up your systems. But this could be a really charged moment. Pluto will amplify everything. So, and sorry to confuse you with timing, guys. So Venus will still be in Capricorn. She hasn't moved into Aquarius yet. So this could be a heated moment, potentially, where any of your old relationship patterns might be really triggered around these days of the 30th, 31st, 1st. It'll be in effect, around that time. It's not a specific moment. Be mindful. Really watch your energy. Don't buy into the temptation to have power over. Please try not to do that, because then when we get to a few days later, Venus going into Aquarius, which will shift that out, you can vision something new. So maybe over that time, around New Year's, you're seeing some things in your relationships. Don't just think romance. All relationships can be friendships, family, all those dynamics. You might be seeing some of the shadow. Maybe you're practicing, because you're listening to this, not reacting and really responding in a powerful way. And then when Venus moves into Aquarius, you're like, I've got this. This is a new way. This is how I want to do it now. And you can have really actually constructive conversations, revisioning it while Mercury is still retrograde. Mercury will turn direct. Have I got the date? Here, I don't, but it will be in the next lunar month. So it's usually retrograde for a few weeks. So Mercury, wait. Did I have the date here? I do, until the 13th of January. So actually, that's a shorter one. Thank goodness. Awesome. So really, that's a great time to revision your relationships, to review that. So that is the theme that will be going alongside the full moon and new moon in the Capricorn Cancer axis. So you can see there's a lot about relationships, expectations, discipline, tuning in. Okay, that's a lot, but I'm gonna talk about one more thing, which is the Mars direct. I've been trying to get there because I love Mars. It's one of my favorite energies in astrology, because it's our life force. It's the initiating energy of creation. It's like, let's just go for it. So Mars being retrograde, which it has been for a few months already, it's been an extended journey. It's been this time to internalize that energy and recharge. It's been so full on for all of us for years in varying ways. So Mars retrograde, I see that it's actually been helping a lot of people to go in and reconnect with the inner fire, the inner life force, and to start building up. It's like we're getting ready to go, okay, that's what it was. That's what we've been learning. These old patterns need to end. And now I'm ready. I've got some energy to start moving forward. It's like, come at me 2023. Okay, I take that back, universe. Whenever I've said that in the past, the universe is like, no worries, Paula, I'll come at you. So let that go. But it's like, I can do this. I've got the energy. So remember, Jupiter just going into Aries, starting a whole new 12-year cycle for Jupiter. Beautiful. We need to look at the gifts where Jupiter is in Aries. And then Mars going direct in Gemini. This is a really sweet combination. So this could be that space where you can accept and forgive and release the expectations of your people in your life, so that you can then go, you know what? I've got this. I can do this. I feel optimistic. I feel empowered to initiate something new in my relationships and in my life. So around mid-January, things will start shifting. The big piece, and this will be just after the new moon in Aquarius, which I'm going to be doing a big event for that, because that's the time to vision for 2023, in my opinion. I know some people are saying at this new moon in Capricorn, this new moon in Capricorn is great for laying foundations, but the new moon in Aquarius, which coincides with Lunar New Year, it will be at the 1st degree of Aquarius. Like, you guys, I've been looking at this stuff for weeks and months now, and please do make a plan to journey with that new moon. I think it's on the 22nd of January. It's around that time. So start planning. That would be a vision board time. That would be a time to gather with your teachers, your spiritual communities, and go for it. Uranus will be turning direct, and then that's all coming up next year, and I'll talk about that at the next snapshot and give you guys those updates and insights. But yeah, big energy shift coming. So go in, enjoy this grounded new moon, stay strong, stay with your inner power and wisdom, choose a new way to be, let go of expectations. Open yourself to expand in new ways of loving and living and being with each other. And then just know that these cycles will keep picking up. And I always do updates to keep people on track on Instagram. But yeah, and you can, like I said, you can read the snapshot and go deeper. I feel like there's something else I wanted to share. I think that is it. Okay, so I am sending you all so much love for the holiday season. Happy solstice. You know, maybe you're going to feel some hope that the actual changes can happen, that the human race can start making some progress. Honestly, 2023 will be giving us a glimpse of what's coming in the bigger future. So get out of fear. Open your eyes, open your heart, and see what else is possible. What else, how can you do it differently? So thank you if you've been watching these this year. Thank you for being with me throughout 2022. I am going to keep showing up. I love doing this truly for myself, because I love to be informed and aware of what's coming. It just helps me stay strong and centered. So I will keep showing up in this space. I'm sending you all love. Happy festive season, however you celebrate. And I can't wait to see you all again and journey in this space with you guys next year. Mwah. Bye, everybody.